This is the year 2012. America's economy is declining day by day and unemployment and crime rates are also increasing across the country. Now seeing the deteriorating situation, the government has handed over the responsibility of all jails to private companies. And these companies use these jails for their own benefit. Similarly, a jail is called Terminal Island, where a deadly race is held with the prisoners, which is called Death Race. Jail companies also live telecast this race, and this race is very popular in America. One day, a race was going on in this jail, and now only 2 cars were left in this race. In one car was Frankenstein and his navigator, whose name was Case. And in the other car was this racer named Joey. In this race, Frank's car was moving ahead, but suddenly all his weapons stopped working. Here Joey was shooting bullets at Frank's car, and now his car could have been blasted at any time. Seeing this, Frank told Case to get out of the car, and Case also came out of the car with the help of a parachute. Then Joey attacked Frank's car again, and his car was blasted there. In the next scene, we see this man named Jensen who works in a factory. After finishing his work, Jensen returned home and went to see his little daughter by saying hello to his wife. As soon as Jensen went upstairs, a masked man entered his house and killed his wife. When Jensen came down, he saw his wife's dead body. But before he could do anything, this man made him unconscious and held a knife in his hand. After that, this killer pointed at Jensen and left. A few hours later, when he woke up, the police had arrived at his house and arrested him for the murder of his wife. 6 months later, Jensen was brought to Terminal Island, and here a guard took good care of him. The next day when Jensen was having his breakfast, some goons came to him and started harassing him. They spat in his food and started talking bad about his wife. Now after hearing all this, Jensen got very angry and he beat them all. But then the jail guards reached there and stopped this fight there. After this, Jensen was brought to the warden of the jail, whose name was Hennessy. When Hennessy saw Jensen's file, he found out that Jensen is a great car racer. After knowing this, he offered Jensen to become a new Frankenstein, because the real Frank was killed in the last race explosion. And no one knew about this. The warden says that people all over America liked Frankenstein a lot. And he was not the only one, but he was the one who had brought the TRP of our show to the sky. Now that Frank is dead, he has not had a single race in the last 6 months. And because of this, the TRP of the show is falling day by day. But the good thing is that Frank always wore a mask on his face. And even if the man inside the mask changes, no one will know about it. Now the rules of the race say that whoever wins 5 consecutive races will be released from this jail. Frank has already won 4 races, and if Jensen wins another race, his punishment will be forgiven. Now this offer was good, but still Jensen rejects it, and tells the warden that I will not risk my life for this disgusting game of yours. On this, the warden tells him that you will not do this for me, but for your daughter. You have killed your wife, because of which you will have to spend many years in this jail. And when you will come out of this jail after years, your daughter will not be able to recognize you. Now Jensen had no other choice, and thinking about his daughter, he accepted the offer to be Frank. After this, Jensen was introduced to the coach and his team. These were the people who repaired and modified Frank's car. In short, it was a racing team of Frankenstein. Similarly, every racer has a separate team that makes their cars raceable. On the other hand, there was also a workshop where the warden's people were busy making something special. And only the warden knew what was behind this curtain. Now the real Frank is dead and Jensen is the next Frank. Only the coach and his team knew this. Here the coach showed Jensen his car, which was less than modern and dangerous weapons. But these weapons were activated only on the day of the race, so that no prisoner uses them and tries to escape from this jail. And anyway, it was completely impossible to escape from this jail. This jail was built in the middle of the sea. And to get out of here, you had to cross a thin bridge. But even after this, if a prisoner tried to escape, the police cars and helicopters caught him in the middle. Now the coach tells Jensen all the rules of the race. He tells that this race has been divided into 3 stages. In the first stage, he has to get as many racers out of this race as possible. And in the last stage, he has to drive the car fastest and cross the finish line. After this, the coach takes Jensen to the backyard of the jail and tells him about each racer. Then Joey comes to the coach and tells him that even if Frank survived the last race, but this time I will definitely kill him. Now these things are going on. That's when Jensen's eyes go to some prisoners who had a tracking device in their hands. And then Jensen remembered that the man who killed his wife, he also had the same device in his hands. This means that one of these prisoners is the murderer. Days went by like this, and finally the day of the race came. On the day of the race, Jensen was given Frank's mask and his clothes, and Jensen came out as Frank. With the return of Frank, the popularity of Death Race increased again, and the number of viewers on the live stream was increasing. When Jensen reached the track, the coach told him that he could not talk to the other drivers, because the real Frank did the same. The coach told him that if he wanted, he could take off his mask, because the car's mirrors are black and no one can see from the outside. And his navigator also knew all the truth. In a little while, the race started and everyone started trying to get ahead of each other. They bump into each other's cars and try to get them out of the race. Here, Case told Jensen a shortcut, which made him the first in the race. After this, the warden started the attack and defense round. Now, as soon as this rule is applied, 3 types of marks appear on the track. Here, Case tells Jensen that if you choose a sword, all the weapons of the car will be activated. And if you choose a shield, the system to leak the car's smoke bomb and oil will be activated, which you can use for your safety. But if by mistake your car passes over the skull, then your car will be badly crushed. Now, as soon as this rule is applied, a powerful firing started on the track. Here, Jensen also chose the sword and activated his weapons. But then his weapons get jammed and he can't shoot. Here, Case comes out of the car and starts fixing that weapon. Now, seeing this, bullets start raining on Case. But Jensen somehow saves Case. Now, since he was running ahead in the race, that's why Joey rained bullets on him. Here, Jensen also should have fired the bullets, but his weapons stopped working again. Now, seeing this, the coach is also surprised because the same problem happened in the real Frank's car. And because of this, he was killed. Here, Joey was constantly raining bullets and now Jensen's car was also starting to get damaged. Then another driver bumps into Joey's car and in the middle of their fight, Jensen escapes from there. But then another car comes to Jensen, which was driven by a driver named Pachenko. Here, Pachenko pointed at Jensen, which was done by his wife's killer. And now it's clear that Pachenko killed Jensen's wife. Now, seeing all this, Jensen gets distracted and Joey hits his car and moves ahead of him and crosses the finish line. At the end of the race, there were only 6 cars left in which Joey was in first place and Jensen was in last place. After the race, Jensen comes to the warden and tells him that now I won't do this race because I know who my wife's killer is and I also know that I have been brought to this jail by deceit so that this death race can get a new Frankenstein. But the warden didn't care about this. Instead, she starts threatening Jensen that if he leaves this race, then maybe he will never be able to meet his daughter. And now, unwillingly, Jensen has to do this race. That night, when Jensen was fixing his car, he saw Pachenko and he also followed him. Then suddenly, Pachenko's team attacked him and caught him. Here, Pachenko hit him a lot and he was about to crush his head when a man from Jensen's team stuck something in Pachenko's neck. Now, taking advantage of this opportunity, Jensen attacked him and beat them all like dogs. He also beat Pachenko a lot and finally he accepted that he killed Jensen's wife on the order of the warden. Here, Jensen was also about to kill him but then the guards came and this fight stopped here. The next day, the next phase of the race began. Before the race, Pachenko made the same gesture again and started provoking Jensen. But here, Jensen also did not react to this and kept his mind calm. And when the race started, he drove the car very slowly. He asked Case, "Did you kill Frank?" Because the car's weapons have not been activated for the last 2 times. Now, when Jensen threatened to throw him out of the moving car, Case also opened his mouth. He said that the warden had asked him to disable the car's weapons so that Frank could lose the race and keep racing in jail and the show's TRP remained the same. Now, when Jensen understood the whole thing, he drove the car at full speed. Soon, he reached close to Pachenko and started hitting his car. Then he accelerated his car and chose the sword mark which activated all the weapons in the car. Now, because Pachenko was behind him, he started driving his car in reverse gear and started shooting blind bullets at Pachenko's car. After a little firing, he straightened his car and left smoke behind because of which Pachenko could not see anything and his car crashed. Here, Jensen also stopped his car and came out wearing Frank's mask. He reached close to Pachenko, broke his neck and killed him and took revenge for his wife's death. Now, Hennessy also took his move and took out his special thing which he had been preparing for months. And this special thing was a heavy tanker truck which was less than modern and dangerous weapons. As soon as this truck got into the race, it blew up many cars and one by one all the drivers got out of the race. Now, only Jensen and Joey were left in this race. Here, Jensen realized that he cannot defeat this heavy tanker truck alone. So, he talked to Joey on walkie-talkie and he also agreed to work with him. After this, they started crashing the truck one by one. But these small attacks did not damage this heavy tanker truck. Then, they made a plan and passed their cars with skulls. And as soon as they did this wall came in front of the truck and the truck was badly crushed. And with this, the second stage of the race also ended. That evening, when Jensen was fixing his car, Joey came to him and told him that your voice is very similar to the Frank that I have spoken to today. This means that Joey has already known that Jensen is a fake Frank and the real Frank is dead. However, Joey did not ask him for an answer and left quietly. Here, Hennessy decided that now she will kill Jensen. So, she put a bomb in Jensen's car so that he kills Jensen during the race. Now, Jensen also understood that no one has ever won this race and Hennessy will not let him win. Now, Jensen also put his mind to it and told his team to fill the tank with oil. Now, we will know what Jensen will do with this oil in a little while. The next day, when Jensen was getting ready for the race, Hennessy came to him and gave him the papers of his release and told him that even if he wins this race, he should continue to race as Frank. However, Jensen did not answer him and left. When Jensen reached the car, the case told him that Hennessy has told him that he should not let him win this race. However, this does not affect Jensen, and as soon as the race starts, he drives the car at full speed. But now, Hennessy showed his worth again and activated only Joey's weapons. Joey was also being shot like crazy and Jensen was trying to escape from these attacks. After this, Joey activated his rocket launcher and fired it at Jensen's car. But this rocket did not hit the car and hit a wall, which broke the whole wall, and they started running away. Actually, it was their plan that they will break the jail wall and run away from here. Now Hennessy gets angry and activates the bomb in Jensen's car. But it was of no use because the coach and his team had already removed this bomb. Seeing this, he put all the police cars and choppers behind them. Then Jensen leaked the fuel of his car and finally he crossed the bridge and left for different routes. But now all the helicopters were following Jensen because it was more important to catch him. Now here Case decided to help Jensen because Hennessy had also given him the papers for his release. Case came to the driving seat and Jensen jumped out of the car and hid in the dark. Here Case drove away from Jensen and left with Jensen and Joey in a train. Here the helicopters made a big explosion and Case had to stop his car. But till then he wore Frank's clothes and his mask. He came out of the car and surrendered himself. Now Hennessy thought that he had caught Jensen while Case was behind the mask. He was celebrating when he got a gift, and when he opened the gift it had the same bomb which Hennessy had planted in Jensen's car. And this gift was sent by the coach. Then he pressed the button and Hennessy's story ended here. Days went by and now Jensen and Joey opened their own garage. Jensen got his daughter back and they were very happy. After some time, Case also got released and came to meet them with his new car. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.